Yo, welcome in, fellas. Now, this is the first ever in the history of the world, I think so anyways, Diablo 4 drop highlight video. Now, after playing all the way through the early access open beta with 2 separate characters all the way to level 25, and in this video, I'm highlighting all the best drops. Go ahead and take a look at the items, see how good they are. Let me know down in the comments if you think they're great and what you found along the way. Go ahead and give me that preemptive like button slap because you just know this video is going to be a banger, and make sure you subscribe up if you're new to the channel. Now, let's get after it. Now, this isn't a critique video, this is supposed to be a fun video, but I do want to mention every chance I can how much I despise the fact that these world bosses are only going to spawn a few times a day or something, and you have to be on it that very second in order to do it. If they're really dropping this many legendaries that I get right here all the time, that's going to be a problem where all of your power is derived from these world boss events. But, as you can see, I'm very much under-leveled. I died so many times here. I was trying my best, but these guys pretty much carried me along with this battle. I was only level 12 at the time, but I get 5, you seen that right, 5 legendary items here from the world boss. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look at it. I'm just going to scroll over them real quick because I'm not even high enough to use them yet, but I do level up pretty quickly, and when I level up and throw these on, they double, if not triple, how powerful my character is, along with doubling or tripling the survivability. Without getting these legendaries from the world boss, the Barbarian was dead in the water, dead. Next up is a legendary here, more around my level. It actually gains 16 of your primary resource for every 20% of your life that you heal. So there's a legendary ring I can slap on to help me out. Oh, what's this? My first loot goblin. Alright, we go ahead and chase this sucker down. They're pretty quick sometimes too. I almost feel like their speed scales based upon how high a level you are or something. Not sure, but boom! We got that. A legendary mace right here. And along with that damage increase, you also get a chance to stun an enemy for 2 seconds when they hit you from range. And it also deals 50% increased damage to stunned enemies. Next up, obviously another legendary from an elite monster, and this time an amulet. Let's see what we get rocking on this one. I obviously have all those legendaries on now, and look at that earthquake go off when I do the leap attack. It's actually really darn cool, and it did help out quite a bit. Those legendaries were wild. And this legendary ring, it really just kind of helps you out all around, to be perfectly honest. We get another one of these little rascals here already, another loot goblin, and boom, a legendary helm. Hopefully this one turns out good for me. We just got to go ahead and clear up some of these monsters so I can actually take a look at how this is going to help me out. Now, I was just using a magic helmet, so first of all, that just helps you out right there. It's got a socket in it, got an effect on lucky hit, 5 to all stats, 1 to rank for that steel grasp too. Now I decided to fire up the Sorceress over here, and I come across one of these instances type quests, whatever. I end up taking it out with another guy over here who was in the same ballpark, and I get a good ring here, some extra lightning damage. Basic skills increase the damage of your next core skill by 7%, up to 50. A nice ring I'm definitely slapping on this Sorceress. And now somebody told me that when you gamble stuff, you actually can get legendaries like all the time. Well, I gambled one and I got one. We'll go ahead and slap that on. This awesome tunic here that I picked up. And why don't we go ahead and, I don't know, get a wand. Oh, that's a legendary as well. I don't know if this is just a beta thing, but gambling appears to be absolutely broken. So as I continue on just absolutely melting the game here, we're doing this quest. It's one of the last ones along the actual main story. We get some legendary boots straight off of this boss right here. Definitely helping me out here with 1 rank to that fire shield. A good 1.1 to there, along with some lightning skill damage as well. And when you complete the quest, you get a legendary amulet. And this one right here, just once again, all around, helps you out a lot. Resistances, extra healing, things along those lines. Also, even having an open socket. Decided to try my hand at some more gambling here as well. Got a few magic in a row, and then another legendary. This time I went with a staff. And like I said, I don't know if this continued, but yeah, gambling looked literally broken. And I'm back over dabbling around on my Barbarian, finish up quests, getting leveled up a little bit more, why not? And boom, a legendary sword right here. And it actually has a really cool effect on it. The whirlwinds leave behind a dust devil that deals 72 damage to surrounding enemies. A really cool one that really kind of helped out deal a little extra damage. Now here's a point where actually a rare amulet, So 1 to brawling skills and 1 to defensive skills, along with the movement speed. I actually wanted to go ahead and throw this on over top of the legendary one that I had. So maybe this is a good spot to go ahead and stick on an affix or aspect or whatever they're called now in order to make that into a legendary. Now I'm finishing up that main story quest once again, and we get another legendary sword here. We're going to take a quick gander at this rare amulet. It's all right. It's right around where the other one was, but here we have the Hammer of the Ancients Quakes Outward, which is another really cool one just to add a little bit of extra damage if you're using that skill. And once again, of course, you get that legendary amulet for finishing up the quest. And once again, it's a pretty darn good one. 1 to all defensive skills, along with the aspect at the bottom there with the star. So pretty dang good amulet right there. And we're going to go ahead and look over the final gear that I ended up with on this Barbarian. This was a few hours before it went ahead and went offline for the early access beta. Go ahead and pause it at any point if you want to take a longer look at any of these items. But I'm just going to go ahead and scroll over them. This leap creates earthquake. Really cool effect on that one, along with 1 to rallying cry rank and a bunch of other stuff there on this armor. Really, these legendaries all turned out pretty darn good, and most of these I got at level 12 when I did that one world boss. So this one having 1 rank to Whirlwind, that way I wouldn't have to put a point into it. I use it for the super weak monsters, and it would just slap them down real quick, because it also did send out those whirlwinds, leave behind those cyclones or tornadoes or whatever they were on those boots right there too. There were a couple rares mixed in there. Didn't quite have time to get all legendaries. Like I said, they try to FOMO you into doing those world bosses, but if you just don't have the time in real life, you just don't have the time, right? So like I said, if you want to take a closer look at each individual piece, go ahead and pause it or rewind back. We're about to go over the Sorceress right now. And now here's this fine, lovely, overpowered lady right here. And you notice I'm still missing a few legendaries as well on this one, but a lot of this gear pretty darn good. And the Sorceress, super OP, obviously. And once again, go ahead and pause it up. But a lot of good stuff here. Casting ice armor makes you unstoppable. That had some lightning skills on that particular legendary right there. A couple of these are just pretty darn good rares. On these boots here, 20% increased crowd control, deals 50% increased damage when unstoppable, 50% increased damage while you have a barrier active. So just once again, just a lot of good stuff. That's a two-handed, of course. And like I said, on the Sorceress, you don't even necessarily need that good of gear because it's so OP. I went along with some Chain Lightning, did Frozen Orb, Hydras, a bunch of different stuff, and it all worked out perfectly fine when you're a Sorceress.